Good morning, children. Stay at home, stay safe, stay healthy. So I'm starting the next chapter. This is circuits and measurement. Although in this chapter, first few topics in 10th standard, you have got just detailed information. You know everything. Just I'm recapitulating that part. Okay. So what are these parts? That EMF. Then terminal PT, TPD you know, terminal potential difference of a cell. Alright, what is this concept? You know, if you consider an electric cell, then electric cell what it does, it maintains constant potential difference between the two electrodes. Alright, as a result what happens when the electric circuit is complete, then electric cell can provide you current continuously. First point. Second point, in an electric cell, chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. Now, if you consider an electric cell, suppose there is an electric cell, it is connected to an external resistance R. Okay. In that case, what is the EMF of a cell? EMF of the cell is work done to take unit positive charge from the positive terminal of the cell around the circuit to the positive terminal again. Alright, that is known as EMF of the cell. And means if you consider, if I take AB like this, I have considered the positive terminal as A, negative terminal as B. Then you see what will be the EMF of the cell. EMF of the cell will be work done in taking the unit positive charge via this one. You have started from positive terminal, around the circuit you are taking, then to the negative terminal, then again you are coming to the positive terminal. So work done to take the unit positive charge entire through the closed circuit is known as the EMF of the cell. Alright. Now regarding EMF, thus you have to remember certain points. EMF does not depend on the nature of the electrode, electrolyte or anything. EMF is the characteristics of the cell. Okay. EMF does not depend on the electrode and electrolyte. Whatever electrode you are using, whatever electrolyte you are using, EMF of the cell does not depend on that. Okay. So this is the important point you must remember, and one can write EMF this way. The next one is, what is terminal potential difference? Terminal potential difference means you are taking the unit positive charge from the point A round the circuit, and again you are coming back to the negative terminal of the cell. Alright, means you can write what is terminal PD. Terminal PD is work done to take unit positive charge from the positive terminal of the cell round the circuit to the negative terminal of the cell. Alright, means you can write terminal PD is nothing but work done to take the cell from A via R to B. Is that clear? You see here, what is EMF? You are starting from A, you are going through R, then coming to B, then again you are going to A. Then that is EMF, and terminal PD is you are starting from A, going through R, then coming to B. So that is the terminal potential difference. Alright. Now there is another concept you have to know, that is internal resistance of the cell. Alright. what is the internal resistance of the cell? The opposition or the obstruction. These are nothing new to you. All of you know these concepts. The obstruction offered to the flow of current by the electrolyte. By the electrolyte means by the ions present in the electrolyte is known as the internal resistance of the cell. Alright, so these are the known concept to you, that what is the EMF of an electric cell, terminal PD of a cell, and internal resistance of a. So internal resistance depends on these factors. Internal resistance depends on the separation between the plates. Alright, you see separation between the plates when you are increasing, then when the electrons are flowing to the electrolyte, it will suffer more opposition by the ions present in the electrolyte. So what is the relation between the internal resistance and separation between the plates of the electrodes or the cell? R is proportional to D. If the separation increases, separation between the plates increases, internal resistance will increase and vice versa. The next one is, it depends on area of the plate dipped within the electrolyte. Now here just try to understand it. You don't have to consider the area which is not dipped within the electrolyte. Why? Because the area which is dipped with the electrolyte, it will help producing the ions of the electrolyte. Alright, and you know the free electrons, the positive electrode, it will have less number of electrons, and the negative electrode, it will have more number of electrons, but electron will be there within the plate on the surface which is within the electrolyte. Alright, so what is happening, more portion within the electrolyte, more will be the concentration of electrons. Is that clear? So if the concentration of electron increases, then what will happen, current will increase. It means internal resistance will decrease. Alright, so resistance, internal resistance, it is inversely proportional to the area of the plates dipped within the electrolyte. I am repeating, more the area dipped within it, more will be the number of electrons within the plate. So what will happen, more will be the electron means the amount of current will increase. So current increases means internal resistance dropping, decreasing. Okay, so internal resistance is inversely proportional to the area of the plate dipped within the electrolyte. Don't do the mistake, never write only area of the plate. Okay, area of the plates dipped within the electrolyte, this is important. Then next one is, internal resistance depends on nature of the electrolyte. For different kind of electrolyte, depending on the concentration of ion, resistance will be different, and it depends on the concentration and temperature of the electrolyte. Now you see here, if the concentration of electrolyte increases, then what will happen? The amount of ions present within the electrolyte will increase. So what will happen? What the ion will do? Ion will means obstruct the flow of electron, the flow of current within the electrolyte. So what happens, that if concentration increases, R decreases, R increases with concentration of electrolyte. Yes, here in this case what is happening, when within the electrolyte the electric conduction takes place due to the movement of positive and negative ion. It is not due to the electron. So what is happening, when the concentration increases, what will happen, more number of ions will be there, so resistance will increase and with the concentration of electrolytes. The next one is resistance decreases with increase in the temperature of the electrolyte. How resistance decreases with increase in the temperature of the electrolyte? When the temperature of the electrolyte increases, then what happens? Although the ions, they become mobile, but electrons are lighter than the ions. So what will happen? Electron will become more mobile. More mobile means mobility of the electron. If it is increases, then what will happen? It will increase the current. That's why resistance decreases with increase in temperature of the electrolyte. Alright. So these are the factors on which internal resistance of a cell depends. Next is relation between EMF. V stands for terminal potential difference and R is the internal resistance. Now you see, according to our concept of EMF you can write it is the work done to take unit positive charge from A via R then to B then to A. Alright. Now you see, one can write this as this work done you can break into two parts. Okay, means work done to take the unit positive charge from A to R to B then B to A. Is that clear? Now this one, it is known as the terminal PD, and work done to take the positive charge from through the electrolyte, that is known as the terminal, that is known as the potential drop across the electrolyte. So here you see what is small v. Small v is the potential drop across the electrolyte. Alright. Means when you are taking it through the electrolyte, then the potential is decreasing, or you have to do certain amount of work done, that is known as the potential drop across the electrolyte, and you denote it by small v. Alright. Now, if you apply the concept of the Ohm's law, then you see, if you consider small r be the internal resistance and if you consider I be the current passing through the circuit, then you see you can write small v will be equal to I into small r. Yes or not? So you see you are getting a very important relation that E is equal to V plus IR. Alright, EMF is equal to potential difference across the cell plus current flowing through it and into the resistance. Is that clear? So you see from this relation it is clear that EMF will be equal to V. EMF is equal to the terminal PD. When EMF will be equal to the terminal PD, understand it. EMF will be equal to terminal PD when I is 0. No current passing through the circuit. If no current passing through the circuit, then what will happen? E will be equal to V. Yes or not? Means for open circuit, means when the cell is in open circuit, this is the definition you learn in the junior classes without understanding anything. Alright. So EMF is equal to the terminal PD when I is equal to 0, means the circuit is open. Then you see E will be equal to V when R is equal to internal resistance is equal to 0. Okay, internal resistance if it is equal to 0, then what will happen? E is equal to V. Is that clear? Then E will be equal to V when R is approaching to infinity. Means it is R is much greater than smaller. Is that clear? Now you see, if R is much greater than smaller, what is the terminal PD? Terminal PD is I into R. Is that clear? So IR will be much bigger than I into smaller. Clear? So you can say under which condition E equal to V, if the question comes, under which condition EMF becomes equal to the terminal PD, what will be your answer? That when current is 0, means the cell is in open circuit, or the internal resistance of the cell is negligibly small, then also E equal to V, or if the external resistance tends to infinity, means external resistance is very high in comparison to the internal resistance. Then also one can say EMF is equal to terminal PD. This is an important concept, important point. So you must learn and remember this, that under which condition EMF and terminal PD becomes equal. As I mentioned already, there are three conditions for which EMF and terminal PD they becomes equal to each other. Another important point is that V is the terminal PD across the cell, and from that relation, what was the relation we have got? E is equal to V plus IR. So you see, one can write terminal PD is E minus IR. Alright, so you see terminal PD depends on which factor? E is the EMF of the cell, which is constant for a particular cell. Now we know that according to Ohm's law, V and I, V is the potential difference across the conductor. It is proportional to I. So V versus I graph, I hope you can remember, it is a straight line passing through the origin. But in this particular case, if you plot V versus I graph, alright, then what is happening? You see, when I is 0, then V is maximum E. Is that clear? Now you see, if I increases, look at the expression E minus IR. So if I increases, what will happen with time? If you consider the cell is giving you more current, then when I will increase, the cell will draw more current. Okay, then what is happening to V? V is decreasing. So here this graph is very important, because if it comes in the exam, generally the most common mistake, those who do not study, they only do. Definitely those who studies, those who are serious about the studies, they cannot do this kind of mistake, but generally the children do. That's why I am just reminding you, don't do the mistake. V proportional to I according to Ohm's law, but when we are considering the Ohm's law, V is the potential difference across the conductor through which current is passing. But in this case, when we are considering V, it is the terminal potential difference across the cell, and terminal potential difference, it depends on current according to this relation, and according to this relation, what is happening? V versus I graph will be a straight line, alright, with a negative slope. Alright, this is it is making an obtuse angle. So what kind of slope it is having? It is having a negative slope. So this is also a very important point. You must learn it, remember it. Important for all kind of exam only. Competitive exam also and board exam also. So you must learn and remember. And V, if I take it on one side, it is coming V plus V R by R is equal to E. Take V common, 1 plus R by R equal to E. So V is equal to E divided by 1 plus R by R. So you have seen the same equation, E is equal to V plus IR. So many different ways one can write. Alright. Now this is another important relation. Why this is another important relation? You see, from this relation, it is clear that if R approaches to infinity, when R approaches to infinity, then what will happen? This will become 0. So when this will become 0, we will approach to E. Is that clear? Just look at this one, R infinity. What does it mean? R approaching infinity means this will become 0. So when R smaller by R is 0, 1 plus 0 is 1. So V will become equal to E. Means when R approaches infinity, V approaches to E. So that's why if you plot V versus R graph, alright, then you see, let us consider this point corresponds to EMF. Then you see what will happen, V will increase and it will become asymptotic. Asymptotic means it will just touch the line E equal to V equal to E when R will become infinity. Means it will become parallel to this dotted line very first, but it will touch E where? It will touch E at infinity. These are known as the asymptotic line. Okay, so V versus R graph for an electric cell looks like this. This is also an important topic for your exam. So you must learn and remember this relation also. So we have got already the relation that when the cell is supplying current, the cell is supplying current, then what you are getting, E is greater than V. But when the cell is recharged or when the cell is charged, then what happens? Then the terminal PD is greater than EMF of the cell. But I hope you know that when you charge your mobile, you are not charging your mobile, you are charging the battery of the mobile. So what you do? You just connect it with a charger, isn't it? So you see, charger is having a positive terminal and negative terminal. So what we do, we connect the positive terminal of the cell, this is the cell, with the positive terminal of the charger, means the outside source which is sending the current, and this negative terminal of the cell, isn't it? So you see, this is the charger or this is the source of current. In this case, the cell is not giving current. You are sending current through the cell. Alright, through the charger. So you see, when the current is entering into this direction, then you see when we have considered that the cell is giving the current, what was the direction of the current? From the positive terminal to the negative terminal, isn't it? But in this case, you see what is happening, the cell is, current is entering into the cell through the positive terminal. Here in this case, current is coming out from the cell through the positive terminal. And in this case, current is entering through the positive terminal. So look at these two directions. They are opposite to each other, isn't it? So you can write it that V is equal to E plus IR. For this relation, what we write? V is equal to E minus IR, isn't it? But I have written it plus. Why plus? Because you see, the direction of current is opposite in this case. So when the direction is current is opposite, I will become negative. Means negative and negative, it will become positive. So V is equal to E plus IR, means V is greater than the EMF of the cell. So you have to remember the four conditions. When E is equal to V, E greater than V, E greater than V, when the cell is supplying current, okay, we are drawing current from the cell, then E greater than V, then E equal to V. When E equal to V, when the cell is not drawing any current, means cell is in open circuit, I 0. First condition. Second condition, when internal resistance 0, then also E equal to V. And when the external resistance is infinity, then also E equal to V. Alright, so these are the three conditions when E equal to V. The next is when E less than V or V greater than E, when we charge the cell. Alright, we recharge the cell. Means the cell is not giving us current. We are sending current through the cell from another source or from the charger. Okay, with the help of the charger, we are sending current through the cell. Cell is not giving us the current. In that case, what happens? That EMF is less than V or terminal PD is greater than the EMF. So these are all important points. You may get conceptual questions on these topics. Alright, no derivations you have to learn, but you need the concept to answer the conceptual questions as well as multiple choice type questions.